and welcome back to Kingdom Reviews. I'm your host, Future Keybearer. As we start off, we see Shion sulking in her room, thinking back to the day she met Riku on Destiny Islands.
Thank you. You saved me, but...
He did? From what?
Riku, please. Tell me more. About Sora and that girl he's always with.
Ooh, is someone jealous?
So, do you hate me for taking your friend away from you?
I swear, at that moment, Shion was this close to becoming a villain.
I'm sorry. But I can't go with you. It's my friends. They need me.
Looks like Shion got a little bit more from Sora than just his memories.
Maybe you should take some time and think about it. Figure out who really needs you more.
Wow. Riku's being kinda nonchalant about this. Why are you okay with giving her this choice?
Well, the answer you come up with can't just be right for you. It has to be one that works best for everybody. You and your friends and everyone else.
No pressure. For the day's mission, Roxas gets sent to Halloween Town to take out a Heartless called an Orcus. A fitting name considering this thing's design. In fact, why were the originals called Invisibles? So, after a little bit of fighting, Axel interrupts, revealing that the Orcus was actually Shion. Axel explains that the whole mission was a setup to get the two to fight. Okay, question. How the hell did they set it up so that Roxas and Shion saw each other as Heartless? So the three go get some ice cream. As opposed to, I don't know, going back to the castle and demanding answers?
Brain freeze?
After just one bite? Pfft, lightweight.
I just remembered. Did you know you should be checking your ice cream sticks?
Really?
Once you finish your ice cream, see if the stick says winner.
You guys have been getting together to eat ice cream for the better part of a year, and you just now bring this up?
I'll have these moments memorized for a long time. Forever.
Me too. Forever.
Yeah. The next day, Roxas gets sent to Twilight Town to take out a bunch of giant Heartless. In other words, boss rush. You're only required to take out 6, but there is a 7th secret boss that is a royal pain in the ass. Why is it the flying ones that always suck? Meanwhile, Shion, Axel, and Xigbar are sent to Wonderland, for reasons I can only imagine. And even more inexplicably, Shion and Xigbar are locked in combat. As the two fight, we see that Xigbar sees Shion as Roxas in a different outfit. Yeah, I know what it actually is. We'll get there.
I have to do this or else... Just look.
And with that, Shion departs. Upon returning to the castle, Roxas hears the news and is understandably pissed.
Shion is a puppet created to duplicate your powers.
Are you nuts? Shion's a person.
Technically, no one in the castle is a person. Axel tries to explain the situation to Roxas, but he won't have any of it.
I wish you'd understand, Roxas.
To be fair, you could have done a better job of explaining. The next day, the organization holds a meeting where Xemnas explains the situation about Shion.
No one at Castle Oblivion ever reported any instance where a replica formed its own identity. Do you concur, Axel?
Well, the Riku replica wanted its own identity. Other than that, there were no other replicas. At least that we know of.
A puppet couldn't be part of the organization. Just count the seats here. We have and always will be 13.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good hint about this. Shion never did get her own seat in the round room. For the day's mission, Roxas is tasked with putting some kind of weird machine in the bottom of the Cave of Wonders. As he completes his mission, he begins to wonder why he still does what the organization tells him. Well, threat of your own destruction is a nice motivator. It's certainly enough for Axel when he's told to retrieve Shion. Meanwhile, we see Mickey in the forest of Twilight Town. Yeah, you know, the one Disney character on the front cover? We only now see him as the game's nearing its end! He encounters what appears to be Ansem, but turns out to be Riku. Yeah, apparently that's why he's been wearing that stupid blindfold. Anyway, Riku tells Mickey that he may not survive his upcoming fight with the organization, and makes Mickey promise that he'll look after Sora, Donald, and Goofy when they wake up. The next day, Roxas is laying in bed trying to wrap his head around everything that's going on. Him and most of the fan base, quite frankly. After his attempt to confront Axel doesn't go like he hoped, Roxas decides to leave the organization. But just before he can get out of the castle, Saïx blocks his path. The only way to get out is through him. And much like Xigbar, enjoy this fight. This is going to be the easiest Saïx will ever be. Afterwards, as Roxas leaves through the city, Axel tries one last time to get him to stay.
You can't turn on the organization. You get on their bad side and they'll destroy you.
No one would miss me.
That's not true. I would.
Is it just me, or is this some sort of allegory for suicide? Because it's kind of coming off that way. The next day, we see Xion meet up with Naminé. It's revealed that when Xion returns her memories to Sora, not only will she disappear, but all memories of her will as well. And I'm not sure why. I mean, there is a line about it's how, in order to make up for not having her own memories, but I have no idea what kind of rule dictates that. But before we can dwell on that, Diz informs the two that the organization has found them, and Xion runs off to take care of it. Axel tries to talk Xion into going back with him, but Xion refuses. And it's at this point that Axel has hit his breaking point.
Go on, you just keep running. But I'll always be there to bring you back!
Remember this line. It will be very important later down the road. Evidently, Axel wins the fight and brings Xion back to the castle. The next day, Roxas goes up to the clock tower in Twilight Town, where Xion catches up with him. Then things get weird.
Roxas, this is him. It's Sora. You're next, Roxas. I have to make you a part of me too. Don't you see? This is why I was created.
We're fucked!
And thus, a huge 4-part battle with Xion unfolds. Part 1 takes us to the Bizarre Room of Wonderland, Part 2 takes us to the Manor Ruins in Halloween Town, and Part 3 takes us to the Lamp Chamber in the Cave of Wonders in Agrabah. All these locations have strange machines like the one Roxas planted a few days ago. Xion uses these machines to gain new armor and abilities. And it all comes to a head as we return to the clock tower, where Roxas has to now deal with a giant Xion. After the fight, Xion starts to disappear with one final wish for Roxas, that he not let Xemnas get his hands on Kingdom Hearts. Then we get the line that many believe ruined this gut-wrenching scene.
No. Xion. Who else will I have ice cream with?
Yeah, many people have commented about how awkward this line is. And it kinda is, but here's my argument for why it works. See, Roxas doesn't really know much about friendship. His idea of what friendship is sitting around, hanging out, and eating ice cream. This has become a cherished aspect of his life, and he's potentially already lost one person to do it with, and now he's for sure losing his other one. So while we may think it's weird, for Roxas, it's everything. And with that, Xion disappears, leaving behind a single seashell.
Are you crying, Koopa?
Well, can you blame me? Between the situation, the performances from the actors, and the music choice, how could I not get all choked up? The only thing that might make this even more emotional for me is if Xion says she doesn't want to go. And even then, I think the acknowledgement that she has to makes it even sadder. The next day, Roxas returns to the world that never was, sporting not only his Keyblade, but Xion's as well, turning them into Oathkeeper and Oblivion. Which are very nice choices. Not only are they two of the best designed Keyblades in the series, they're also really symbolic. Oathkeeper representing Roxas' promise to Xion, and Oblivion representing her memory fading away. Eventually, Roxas comes across Riku. Hey, thanks for the free weapon! And thus your final battle begins, and Riku is no pushover.
Why? Why do you have the Keyblade?
He's Sora's nobody. Seems as good an explanation as any. As this final confrontation is going down, a memory plays on the bottom screen of the trio of nobodies at the clock tower. Eventually, Riku decides to release the power of Ansem and uses it to subdue Roxas. As Roxas lays unconscious on the ground, the memory plays on the bottom screen again. Only this time, Xion slowly fades away. The next day, Roxas wakes up in Twilight Town excited for a potential day at the beach, setting up the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. Holy shit, that was an emotional roller coaster! Anyway, tune in next time as I go over my final thoughts on the game.